affecting everyday life of people like me who actually love this country and pay my taxes. I work, I have kids, I have 5 dogs, and I just feel like I'm not welcome anymore.
Sandra in Highbury, hello.
Hi, Sheila. Hello.
Hello there. Where'd you come at this from?
I'm sorry, I'm very upset. I was upset. I broke down talking to your researchers before talking to you. A little bit of background on me. I come from Argentina and I hold a Spanish passport. I came to this country in 1993. Right. I was 22 years old and I was given my first unlimited remain to stay in the country on 96. And then I formed my family. I love this country so much. I always proud to say this is the place in the world I chose for myself. And then I have a daughter, and she's 23. And now, after Brexit, I was actually asked to send all my paperwork again to get, after being given unlimited remain. I have to apply again, that was hard to take. My husband is British, and he said, let's do the things right, and don't worry about it. It's because it's this and that, and okay, fine. Go on with my life. Me and my friend last week, went to Portugal to spend a lovely week together, and she's from Albania. And she is the same. She's been here for 9 years. She's my hairdresser, and she's been given the settlement as well. And she has 2 kids. One is in a new university, and we had a fantastic time. I'm sorry, I'm so upset.
Don't worry. You take your name. If you're upset, you're upset. It's okay.
And then we were coming back, and at the airport, we got asked to show our passport on the queue like everyone else. And we were put aside and asked for a settlement. And I'm like, what? My settlement to come into the UK. And I'm like, I've been in the UK for 30 years. You should see my legal passport and say, welcome home. That's all I expect.
And do you have a British passport as well as a Spanish one, or just a Spanish one?
I haven't. Just my Spanish.
Well, that should be sufficient.
Yes, of course. And it was so awful. And it's just the way everything is turned, and it makes you feel so unwelcome. I feel like I'm trapped in this country now, and it just feels so bad. I wanted just to put it out there that her language, this government language, is not just affecting, and it's just not racist. It's affecting everyday life of people like me who actually love this country and pay my taxes. I work. I have kids. I have 5 dogs, and I just feel like I'm not welcome anymore. Honestly, it does feel like this.
Well, you are welcome, Sandra. Certainly, I know that I welcome you. As you know, it feels like it's too late to welcome you. You've been here that long. What happened on the day then? Did you have that paperwork with you, or? Fortunately,
my friend was so patient. I was in a rage. I didn't even want to show anything, and my friend is like, look, let's look at our emails. We might have it set aside. And she was so sweet. And it's not spoil the holiday. And then we had it. We had it on our email.
Right.
And that was it.
And that's just what? A document that says you have leave to remain.
Successful. Yes.
And how long did that take? How long did that process at the airport take?
We delayed the flight for about 40 minutes.
Well, you didn't. They did.
Well, yes, of course. They did. And, I have to say as well that most of the people on the plane were English, and they were on our side, and they were absolutely amazing, because I was upset.
Yeah, well, you still are, aren't you? Yeah.
I am. And I argued with my husband all the way back, because I said, I want to leave. I don't want to be here.
And you love Britain and now you feel like you're
know.
trapped in a place where people are...
All my friends are from here. My godkids. I mean, I built my life. I'm 53 now.
Mm.
I live, I was thinking, I want to go, but where do I go? I start again? Why?
No.
Why would I?
But you don't have to go. You don't have to go, and you don't want to go, really, do you, Sandra? Because of your family here and your life here.
I don't want to, because when you emigrate and you leave your family behind, it's very difficult to feel included.
Yeah, it's
a task. You work so hard
to maintain those links. Yeah.
Yes, and then for someone, everything turns so sour so quickly.
And that is...
People make certain comments the day after Brexit they think they're allowed to say, and they're not really.
And this has never happened to you before at an airport?
Never happened to me.
No.
No.
Well, let's hope it never happens again.
You know what, Sheila? It happened, and that's all it matters to me.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Because Sandra, I'm so sorry.
It's a show that I would argue that an airline, once you show your legal passport, it's not immigration, it's not the Home Office. They shouldn't have the right to make you feel like this. Why is this? And it's because the government is putting these things in place. And it's just wrong.
Well, the term hostile environment actually means something, doesn't it? It translates into that kind of situation that you found yourself in. Sandra, I'm so sorry you're so upset. Thank you for your call and sharing your story. I think quite illustrative of the human impact of what happens to people in ordinary circumstances. James in Tower Hamlets, hello.
I don't understand what is racist about having laws. If, the law is that you have to have a valid travel document. You have to be able to show that when you arrive here, you have the right paperwork.
No.
She didn't have the right paperwork.
Which one are we talking about? Sorry, which case are we talking about? Sandra's case, okay.
So, it's her fault. She should have had the necessary paperwork with her.
But hang on, James, it's never happened to her before in the 30 years she's lived here. She's only ever needed her passport, same as you and me.
The law changed.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. You had Brexit. The law changed.
And meant what?
And if the law changed, so now even
do you think every European is stopped on their way in?
Well, they ought to be. That's what passport control is for. That's the whole point. We have immigration laws that were passed by our parliament.
No, James.
We have laws.
I travel all over the world from time to time. I haven't for a while, but I do. You I'm sure, have travelled. We don't always have to prove our immigration status when we travel around Europe, do we?
Well,
even post-Brexit, we don't.
Sheila, perhaps they don't stop every single passenger, but every single passenger must have the right to travel to the UK. That's the law.
She does have it. It's called a passport, James.
Does she have? Is she a Spanish citizen?
So what?
If she doesn't have,
even if she is, she's got a passport.
She can't stay. But that's not sufficient.
But she
now, if I want to live in Spain, I'm not allowed to live in Spain.
No,
Spain
James,
has laws.
James, she's not seeking to live in Britain. She has lived here for 3 decades, and her British address, presumably, is on her passport.
Or perhaps she doesn't have the right to live here, does she?
She does.
She applied for a
yes, you clearly didn't listen to the woman. And even if, James, I'm not going to give any more time, even if you wanted to say, tough luck, that was the day they asked you randomly to prove that you had leave to remain here, which she does because she's lived here for 30 years and has that. And her husband was at pains, her British husband, James, if you listen to her properly, was at pains after Brexit to do what was expected of them administratively to keep everything above board and clear, perhaps for such incidents. So they did everything right for 3 decades. And yes, she does have leave to remain. And you know what? Even if all she had, James, was the 3 decades, if that's all she had and a passport from Spain, the idea that you not once felt for that woman, not once felt for the clear distress that she felt, tells me all I need to know.